we need to generate energy. We need to generate electricity. As I talk to you, we have 2,300 megawatts. The whole country. How much? 2,300. Tulienda na kimbelembele yetu tukaenda tukanegotiate na Microsoft na G42 tukanegotiate. You know, when I went for the trip, I went to the United States with Biden. So we signed an agreement there between G42 of UAE, Microsoft of America, and Kenya to establish data centers. Sindio? Sasa wakati nimerudi nyumbani haya tumeanza data center. Tukaambiwa one data center requires 1,000 megawatts. Na tuko na 2,300. Tuko na 2,300 megawatts the whole country. So ili tufanye hiyo data center, we have to shut down half the country. Unaona sasa? So we need to have, if we have to industrialize, if we have to engage in manufacturing, we need minimum 10,000 megawatts of energy. And we need it like yesterday. Today, in Kenya, jioni between 5 and 10 p.m., we have to do load shedding. We have to shut off some areas to be able to power other areas because our energy haitoshi. I was in Ethiopia last month. Tulienda kufungua dam hapo. That one dam is generating 5,400 megawatts. 2.5 times our whole power in Kenya. One dam. Mnaona si tuko na shida? Tuko na problem. So we have to. And we need about 1.2 trillion to do it. And we will find the money to do it. Mnanielewa? Yes. Otherwise, we will be left behind. Huyu Thiko huyu is my technology advisor. AI, if we are left behind, tutakwama milele. So we cannot afford to be left behind this time. And AI is a huge consumer of energy. So we have to. And I have to tell you this. Simuliniambia, you are Kenya abroad. Yes, I have to tell you, because you have a stake in this. And then number 3, we have to invest in infrastructure. We need to extend the SGR from Naivasha to Uganda. We need minimum another 10,000 kilometers of tarmac so that you people can get home whenever you're going home. And sasa tunaongea nini? And you see, there are some people defending. No, you see, Ruto anataka kuuza airport. Mimi nataka niuze airport niende nifanyie kitu gani? You know, Qatar here is building an airport in Rwanda under the same framework. Are we together? So I had a conversation with the Emir today, and we have put on the table what we are going to do with our airport, what are we going to do with Kenya Airways, and all the other things. Because, you know, the kind of investment we need kwa hiyo airport yetu is possibly almost 200 billion Kenya shillings. We don't have to put our money. We have money in the private sector that can do it. Yeah? So we need about 4.5 trillion Kenya shillings to undertake the three things I have told you. It's about $35 billion, and we are going to do it. Otherwise, tutakwama. Shida, friends, shida tuko naye Kenya ni average thinking, ordinary, usual. Unless we up our game, unless we up our ambition, unless we think about the extraordinary. And I like the person who prayed here. He said, excellence and integrity in his prayer. We have to begin to think about the excellent. Wachana na hii average. Hii average thinking hii ndio inatuletea hasara. We look at everything, we think it is impossible. We look at that, we think it's impossible. Others did it. Why can't we do it? So I really want to persuade you as citizens of our great country. Let us agree to change Kenya. We can do it. Let me give you one final example. So najua imani yenu pengine iko kidogo. But you have seen this country is kama sio mafuta, we have more assets than they do. Kama sio mafuta ama? Yes. All these barabara, nini, housing, imepangwa. It's been built. See what it was there? All this you see here was not there 30, 40 years ago. But they've done it. Yeah. Ndio Waswahili wakasema, ukiona vyaelea, ujue vimeundwa. Yeah. So we need to unda our own. Ama? Let me give you an example. A final example. And I'm sorry if I am taking time, but I rarely get... Si mulikuwa mnanitafuta? Hata mimi nilikuwa na watafuta. Sindio? Now listen. Why I'm telling you these things are possible. When I look at housing, look at what we have achieved. In 2 years, just 2 years, you go to Mukuru, you go to Eldoret, you go to Nakuru, you go to Kisumu, you go to Migori, you go to anywhere. Things are happening. And it's just 2 years. Just imagine if we do this for 10 years. What about 20 years? You will not recognize Kenya in 20 years of this. But let me give you a much more pointed example. Investment is a function of savings. I am a scientist. I was told by the economists. The economists, that's what the economists say. I'm a scientist myself. I've become a good student of economics over time. So, as a country, unless we save, unless we have a good culture of saving, we cannot change our country. We cannot invest. And that is the reason why NSSF, which is the public saving entity, over the years has been, was never transformed. It's been like that for 40 years. And it's just small thinking. People refuse to think outside the box. So when we came into office with Uhuru Kenyatta, we decided we want to change this. What do countries do? Public saving, countries do a percentage of people's salary, For Kenya, we made a mistake and we put a static number, 200 shillings. Imagine up to 2023, 2 years ago, every public person and private person was saving 200 shillings at NSSF. Shilingi mia ngapi? Not $200, 200 shillings every month. Mtu anaana 100,000 analipa 200 shillings. Mtu anaana 200,000 analipa. Ndio mjue iko ujinga mingi hii dunia. So what happened? We were left behind. Uganda 20 years ago changed their contribution to percentage. 10% by the employer, 10% by the employee. Tanzania 20 years ago changed 10% employer, 10% employee. So today, Uganda has a bigger social